Good evening, Ruskin enjoyers. Hope you're doing right, 'cause it's time for Road to Big Grin. So, part 3, it's been a while since the last video, but I did allude to the fact that it's going to be a slow process. I did mention that in part 2. Unfortunately, I've also had some issues, some problems, and it was self-inflicted. So I've got some things to explain to you, so that you don't make the same mistakes that I have done. So let's just quickly explain everything. Road to Big Grin, I start off with $100 on a Steam account, and it's isolated. I can't add anything to it. I can't just trade things over. No, everything it does, it's all self-isolated. Can I start with $100 and work my way up to a Big Grin? Well, I've had a bit of a stumble. I've had a few problems, so let's just jump straight into it. Let's showcase to you the current activity we have seen. So, I've got quite a lot of skins obviously listed. Some of them appear to be quite high. What gives? I'll explain in a bit, don't you worry. And some of the skins you might notice, hang on a minute, didn't all of these come out for Easter? Yes, they did. So, I shall point out, over the course of time, I've definitely picked up some skins for super cheap. That's definitely happened. In fact, if I just upload 100, wow. You notice I have been making some sales. I've been buying skins for super cheap, and I have been flipping them for some decent penny profits. Yes, penny profits. Could have hoped for more, but once I noticed a bit of an opportunity, I'll take what I can get. So yes, as of recent, I've been picking up military boots, senior tomato garage doors. I've even picked up quite a lot of modern military Thompsons, flipped them for some decent profits as well. So yes, I am collecting things for a cheaper price. So as long as you put down a reasonable price fast enough when they first appear in the market, you will pick them up. As you'll notice, I've also got Island Assault Team kilts. However, they've been a bit since they come out. I wasn't really sure how bad things could get with them, so I thought, you know what, I've picked them up for a cheap price, I'll quickly grab a profit, it doesn't matter, I already own like 300 of them on my other accounts, so I'm already invested, but in this particular account, I need to get my money back quickly. So, the concerns might have been perfectly fine, considering it does appear that the kilt did get a little bit more cheaper, but who knows, maybe the jacket is accepted at some point in the future. So yeah, point I'm trying to get across is, oh, notice the modern military Thompsons here, buying them for about 82 pennies, 85 pennies my currency, and of course I am selling them for a fair bit profit. Not a huge profit, but all of it does add up. Every little helps. So okay, cool. Hedge, clearly you've been picking up skins for a cheaper price, flipping them, but it's not huge gains, not massive, massive, massive profits. Now, just wanted to also showcase to you specifically, I am buying things. So if I could just quickly show that again. Recently I bought an Island Assault Team backpack, senior tomato garage doors, but everything here is for a considerably cheaper price than what they sold for in the Rust store. It does work. However, as I'm now about to go through September, October, November, which I refer to as the autumn fall seasonal dip, perhaps I might grab a whole lot more. And now I need to discuss the situation that's happened over the past few months, the summer. So let's go back over to here. So, initially I was very hyped up. I thought, oh, everything's going to be wonderful. During the beginning of June, prices went up lovely, like loads of Rust skins, they're all rising up. But then it got a little bit awkward. We then noticed a dip. Prices were starting to go down. In this follow-up video, when I was keeping track of the summer, I attributed it to the fact that we had the summer sale. People wanted to cash out real quickly, get some quick funds to go buy cheap games. Makes sense. Also around this same point, I do believe we also had a Counter-Strike tournament. So loads of brand new capsules, cheap stickers. Lots of people like to get involved with that. So, okay. A few potential answers. But what happened was things did recover. But very recently, technically speaking, the summer has ended. And around now, kids are going to go back to school. In most parts of the world, kids are going to go back to school. And this is where, unfortunately, we're about to go through the autumn fall seasonal dip. So everything is explained in this video, and I'm going to give that a good watch. So what gives? What's the problems in Hedge? You've been buying a bunch of things. You've been flipping a bunch of things. Shouldn't you be happy? Well, I feel like it's looking okay, but I still feel bottlenecked. So if I could just quickly show you all the details on here. So let's just quickly go back to here, turn this off, and discuss what's going on with the sales. So there were some people buying out skins. I did notice it with both the Rooster Mask and the Poncho quite some time back. July, it seems. Yeah, people buying them out. Big, massive amounts. Perhaps they're wanting or testing the waters to see if they can manipulate it. Because remember, Easter skins this past year, they did not sell that much. If there's only so many to go around, pretty easy to manipulate. But as time went on, I noticed the prices weren't exactly holding up super great, and I thought, you know what, I'll put them up and see what happens. So Rooster Mask and Poncho, they're there as a hope for that potentially happening again. But here, I'm just kind of like just trying to see if I can sell these. And I have sold like a few of these SARs, not really successful with the Choco launchers. So let's now look at my buy orders. I've got quite a decent amount. However, I want to point out a big mistake I made so that you don't do it yourself when you try and do this yourself. When you're just getting started, let's say you only have $100 as well. Do not do this. Do not request more than 15 quantities. Evidently, I wasn't the fastest to the cerulean blue Rustage egg, or the horse costume, or the Easter chick fridge, or the carrot combat knife. But I've requested 40, 55, 40, 55. Now, one thing you probably might not easily notice is I've actually removed buy orders. It got to a point where I was like, you know what, I just don't think I'm going to be able to pick up any of these skins. Clearly I wasn't fast enough. Maybe eventually, as time goes on, I probably would pick some up for a super cheap price. However, how long would that take? As we go through the next few months, chances are I may very well pick up something for super cheap. People are going to get a little bit unsure or panicky seeing prices go down. They'll probably unload stock. Could it go to the point where these prices go below the actual offers I put down? Probably. But what also happens is a lot of people will mistakenly put prices too low, and hey, maybe I could pick some up for some cheap prices. Ooh, we'll see. But anyway, I have picked up Popstar Thompsons, a couple of them, a few of the Deep Ruby tools. Those were easy flips, very easy money, easy profit, cool. But I look at the Ultramarine Locker, the egg, the horse costume, and I really am tempted to remove them. But I'm also conflicted because I'm like, well, if I pick up a horse costume for the price I've offered here, $2, right now I could probably flip it and sell it for $5. Imagine that. That would have been wonderful, beautiful. But is it actually going to happen, Hedge? So let's just look at the horse costume right now. My buy order is about $2.20, if I can just confirm that. Well, it's about £1.66. Yeah, it's about that. So I'm all the way down over to here. There you go. Literally $2.21. There's not that many big fat buy orders. But we don't know how bad this could potentially get. So right now it's sitting here at what my currency is, £5.46. That's looking pretty sweet. But when I first saw this, I was making considerations. I looked at the performance of the chicken costume the previous year, and I thought this probably wouldn't even go that low. Evidently, it didn't keep that $10 price. It went down. There were some issues with listings initially. If you can remember, for about 2 weeks when we had the Easter skins in the Rust store, or rather on the Steam market as well, you weren't able to actually list them on the Steam market. You could only sell directly to the highest buy order. So that wasn't a very good start for it. It has climbed up a fair bit during the summer, but now we're going to go through October. Could it slip? Could it go down a fair bit? Let's say in theory it went down to about maybe $3 or $4. Is my $2.20 buy order going to actually manage to successfully pick up anything? I'm conflicted. Part of me thinks, well, you know what? Eventually you'll be picking up all the cheap ones. It's definitely happened before. Many, many instances of brand new items introduced to Rust for holidays, like mummy wraps or cursed cauldrons, like Halloween, for example. I've picked up tons of them for like $1 each. I'm not joking. I've definitely done it. But that did take like a good couple years. Can I even do this with this brand new account? If I only requested like 15, I wouldn't feel so bad. But I've requested 40 here. So everything I've just said also applies to the cerulean blue Rustage egg. However, this is cheaper. Now, with what I've offered over to here, I've offered like $1.30, $1.40. Right now, it's sitting here at $3. Now, if you're wondering how am I able to see so much more, just remember I'm using the Steam Inventory Helper, extension on Chrome. Sorry about that. The buy orders will only hold up to so much, I guess. But then again, you see this guy here with a $2.38 buy order, 200 quantity. Will he be brave enough to hold onto it? Or will he scream and cry and run away if he buys about 40? Don't know. But I am situated just over to down here, $1.33, I can confirm. But I did request 55 of these. In theory, that's going to probably add up to maybe about $80 maybe. I haven't done the calculations, but all of your buy orders that you do adds up, and you only have so much that you can offer. So right now, I have about £36. In theory, I can only do up to 10 times the amount of that for buy orders. And then you'll see, oh, hang on a minute, I've got £386. I can't do any more buy orders. So there is definitely some problems, but if I did remove some buy orders, well, that definitely would go lower. So take it into consideration. When you approach things in the future with a brand new account, do not offer more than 15 quantity. That is something I'll definitely recommend. Now, I was a bit cheeky here and offered 20 for the Arnold Assault. However, I know I was definitely one of the fastest people to put that down. Right now, it's about 40, 50 cents higher. As we go through the bad period of time, I'm sure most likely will be picking up a few of these for a cheaper price. And I know, as we approach the Christmas period, so December, post-Christmas, January time, well, I know a lot of people will have time off. They won't be going to school, they won't be going to work that much, and they'll be playing Rust. A lot more people will be playing, much higher prices for skins because there'll be a whole lot more demand. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do some pretty good flips. So now look at my inventory at the moment. So let's just quickly refresh. I know some people mention it. I've had this on my account the whole time. I've just never bothered to trade them back over. I have not sold them. I've not sold anything other than Rust skins that I've personally purchased myself. I did get that for free. I should sell that at some point, maybe. Maybe now's a good time. I'll take a look. But yeah, you'll notice, oh, Hedge, you've got quite a lot of these rooster masks. Yes, I do. I believe I bought these for about $1 each. Right now, they're listed at about $1.20. Let's just quickly confirm that. But I'm kind of thinking, as time goes on, because we don't get that many bone helmet, deer skull mask skins, I'm pretty sure that's going to work out quite nicely. It has been slowly trending upwards ever so nicely, which you can see just over to here. Well, if we just hide liquidity, went down to a pretty bad low point at the beginning of July. But since then, it's gone up by about 50%. Could it go back down again? Wouldn't doubt it. But here's hoping, with a sheer lack of new skins, that this actually goes up quite nicely. Like, doesn't everybody want to dress up like a big cock? Rooster? Cockerel? Ha. Anyway, moving on. You can use those cock pump shotguns. Anyway. I do have quite a lot of these green AK-47s. I hope that they would probably be pretty interesting. I did pick up a whole bunch of them for a super cheap price, but they have not risen much. There was a bit of a buyout at some point, but it hasn't really gone up that much, not really. I've been picking up some cheaper boots. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of boot skins that were like the last brand new piece to be added for some notable collections in the past. So we've got porcelain boots, we've got pirate boots. I'm definitely going to hold on to these. I know pirate collections like very abundant, tons and tons of skins were bought for all the previous skins, but these boots, they have sold considerably less compared to all the like armor pieces, all the clothing. So hoodie, pants, tier 3, tier 2, you name it. Boots only did about 15,000 subscribers, but at bare minimum, all the other ones did like 30,000 plus. Ridiculous. Oh yes. So if I hold on to these, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to sell them for a much better profit in the future. Might have to wait until January 2026. So now you're getting the idea that, oh no, we're probably not going to have another video for this series for quite some time. Yeah. So, still got 3 Arnold Assault team kilts. I was curious enough to say, you know what, maybe I should hold on to just a few, and we'll see what happens around January time. I can live with that. So I've still got a bunch of these military boots. Honestly, I could probably sell a few more if I really wanted to. If I want to do some more buy orders, I'm going to have to. So 88 cents at the moment, but 66 pennies my currency. Oh my, yeah, that's not going to go up in price anytime soon, is it? Thanks, other people. But the buy orders, for the prices I bought these for, I can just sell directly to the highest buy order, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get some decent profit. I'm questioning it a lot because I know the military collection's been appreciated recently because a lot of people cannot afford Desert Raiders. The military collection, it's a decent alternative option. Stand next to the rocks in a bit of shade, you're going to blend in quite nicely. But are the boots even going to be appreciated? Second highest selling skin out of the whole set. If I can recall, the hoodie and pants were pretty bad, but that took a good 2 years for them to finally go up in price and become profitable. I don't think I can wait that long for the boots. So chances are, yes, I'm going to sell the boots next. But I'll keep my pirate boots for sure. I'm still questioning the porcelain boots, but I think I can hold on to them for a little bit longer. And then I shall bring up, I actually made a direct purchase. Recently we had a Complete the Sets Rust store. We saw the Legacy Kevlar jacket being accepted. Sold quite a fairly reasonable amount, just over 20,000 subscribers. That led to this jacket being the lowest selling skin out of all the clothing and armour in the Legacy Kevlar collection. And, well, if I could remind you, let's just quickly go over to SEMM. Legacy Kevlar collection has been rising up very nicely as of recent. Yes, initially it had some problems, but if you look at it now, it's not too bad. quite a lot of these skins rose up in price ever so nice. And yeah, as more listings appeared for the jacket, it might look a little bit questionable, but I think give it some time. Waiting until January time, 2026, post-Christmas, when loads of people have Christmas money and time off school and work and whatnot, I think that'll be going up in price nicely. This all went up ever so nicely during the past summer. I am fully expecting when loads of people have that time off, enjoying Rust, wanting to get skins, this will be going up in price. So, okay, I'm reasonably optimistic. So things have improved for this collection. After I did my abnormal barders, I looked at the jacket, made considerations, I jumped in, I bought 5. Same can be said with the sheet metal double doors that I bought 3 of. So I haven't bought directly that many skins, just 2 instances here. So I have to be very careful. I have to be very careful in how I approach these skins, but I'm being calm. I'm still picking up skins for a cheaper price and I can flip them pretty easily, like this, this backpack right here. I could sell that for double money if I wanted to. Shouldn't be a problem. So, okay. Things are looking pretty all right. I'm not worried, but it is slow. It is very slow. Now, one annoying thing that I knew I could have jumped onto, and I said it out loud, I should have bought heat seeker revolvers on this account. I should have. Like, that's something I would always sit and say, you know what, guys, this is definitively going to be perfect. The only transparent aim sight revolver. I bought 200 of them, but I didn't buy any on my Hellpower account. Nuts. And that's still about $5 at the moment, isn't it? Yeah, it's. I feel so stupid for not doing it on this account. I'm really annoyed. I should have just spent as much as I could to grab as much as I could, because that just basically doubled in price. Almost, but instantly went up in price to $5. I mean, the profits would have been appreciated. Nuts. Oh well. So sometimes you miss out on opportunities because you just don't have that much to work with. And I'm honestly getting to the point where I'm kind of sitting here and saying, you know what? You probably need $200 to start with. I really am starting to think that's going to be a whole lot more appropriate. We're 3 episodes in and we've already started thinking about that. But it's a challenge I have to stick with. I'm not abandoning this account or anything. I will continue, but I will point out slow process. So, okay, fair enough. So if you're thinking about doing the same thing, or just in general wanting to get started in investing into skins, this still applies, because I know for a fact a lot of you don't have that much funds to work with. Not being mean, not being rude, but being realistic. So, it is what it is. Do I still think I could pick up some of these skins for a cheaper price and flip them? Of course, but I'm not in control of that. It's nice to be hopeful. It's nice to have a little bit of a, I don't know, dreams and lovely prospects and whatnot, but it's sometimes just got to be a little bit more realistic. You can't really do short-term flips unless you're very, very clever. Like with the hoodie and pants at Arnold Assault, who would have guessed would immediately see the tier 2 the very next week? The amount of sales the hoodie and pants did with this collection, I mean, it looked like it was going to be big trouble, especially when you compare the sales of this to the tier 3. There's about 8,000 subscribers more. But because we got the tier 2 literally the very next week, this went up in price instantly and very, very nicely. Up to $4 at one point, if I can recall. Yep. So, no, $5. I definitely missed out on that. Should have bought some. But it really didn't look like it was going to be it's going to be good. Didn't look like it was going to be nice and virtuous and lovely. But again, missed out on opportunities. I have to be very careful, right? It's not fun when you have to be very careful. You can't take that much risk. But on my main account and whatnot, it's fine. I bought tons of things. I bought directly from Rust stores and whatnot. It's just, can't do anything with this. It's not fun. And I hate being back like this. I remember struggling back in like 2015. I don't want to go back to this, but I'm just showing that I will persevere and I'll showcase to you that you can do this if I can. All right, we'll see. So, bit of a silly update, but I've pointed out my mistakes. I hope you've learned from what I've showcased here. And we'll see how things progress, probably in January time. Maybe things might improve around December and I'll make a video then, but honestly, it'll probably be January time I'll make another video. So sorry about the slow development of the series, but there's not much to say. I bought skins for fairly cheap and I sold them for a little bit of profit. I times that by about 100 and there you go. So honestly, I think you are better off starting off with about at least $200. That'll be my moral of the story. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Sorry for the slow progress, but There's not much else I can do, so sorry about that. But I hope you're at least enjoying it, and you can laugh at me for making such a stupid, silly mistake. Don't request too much. So simple, and yet I still did it. Let's see, maybe, if I could actually succeed because of it as we go through October. Will there be a lot of big fat listings at cheaper prices? Fingers crossed. I really need it. Fingers crossed it happens.